Hello, this is Renee, and welcome to my channel, A Lot to Tell. Not too long ago, I posted on here what happened to my sister, that she was killed at Memorial Hermann Hospital Southeast at Astoria here in Houston, Texas. There are still some delays for some reason going on at this hospital. No death certificate has been reported. No report on how she died. She died December 22nd. We are almost in the month of February. And still nothing. They're not returning any phone calls. They're not answering our questions. And we ordered the medical records for my sister, but for some reason, we haven't received them yet. And according to HIPAA, they should have been shipped or sent to us within a 15-day period. Where do we go from here? We're just going to keep on fighting until something shows up. And guess what? Something actually did show up. Not exactly what happened to my sister, but similar to what's been happening at these hospitals. That's why I said we have to be careful when we send our family members to the hospital, especially by themselves, or either they show up and they're by themselves, or they're in a room by themselves. We're no longer in the COVID area, period. So we don't have to worry about how many people can come into the room for a family member of ours, just to be on the safe side for their safety. So this is what came up on the internet. Dignity Health Hospital. And what I read, it hurt me and it bothered me, but it also made me angry because I know what these people are dealing with. We have a hospital here that have accepted people at their hospital, but when something happened to them and they died, they mysteriously disappeared. So you got family members searching everywhere, putting in reports, missing reports, that they can't find their family members. Now there is a huge lawsuit against Dignity Health Hospitals because they've been hiding remains at a morgue on the site on their property. And they said one of the patients, Lord have mercy, no longer had their eyes or skin. I don't mean to be so explicit, but this is totally wrong. And family members said there is no paperwork anywhere where they said this body upon dying was going to be used as a donor to give this, to give that. Do your research and look up Dignity Health Hospital for yourself. And I'm thankful to God that I'm not the only one that knew about stuff like this, but it seemed to be a little bit more broader than I thought, because I've had hospitals have the nerve to tell me that if I leave, I'm leaving against medical advice of the doctors. But wait a minute, y'all tried to give me morphine on a toe. My toe was not hurting that bad, but I guess because of my age, they felt like they could give me morphine. But I told them I don't need no morphine. All I needed to know what was wrong with my toe. I don't need no medication. And then they get upset when you don't, like, go against doctors' orders. But I don't think everybody is a doctor. I don't think everybody has been licensed. I found that out the hard way when a dentist injured me. And we're allowing all of this to go on. God said was hidden in the dark will sooner or later be brought to the light. And they've been hiding this for years. Now they got not only a class action suit against Dignity Health Hospital, but there's also people filing lawsuits against this hospital individually because of their family members, because of what they did. And they said the decomposition was horrible. What is going on? Now you see why I'm fighting for my sister? Why I'm still fighting for my mother? And I might as well include my ex-husband in this, even though he's no longer here. But I remember what they did to him when I was married to him. It ain't just me. That's a sad thing to say, that it's just not me experiencing things like this, horrible things like this, going on in a facility where we trust. We go there and we get checkups and we want to see a doctor for an emergency, but then something awry or something goes wrong, horribly wrong, and y'all didn't even contact these family members. Remember when I said when my sister got in the hospital, they placed her in ICU and told me nothing, and they are still fighting me right now over my power of attorney, preventing me from making wise decisions for my own sister. And you don't think I have a right to be angry about that? Because things could have been done differently. She might have been still alive. And even if she wouldn't have been, it didn't have to go that route. Now with Memorial Hermann Hospital, Southeast at Astoria, I'm stressing that because if you ever go to this hospital, be careful. Maybe all of them. Any hospital in general, regardless of what the name. We just don't know what's been going on and happening behind the scenes. And that's more scary than anything. I'm going to keep doing my research. I'm going to keep on doing my reports. And I'm going to keep everyone updated relating to my sister and a whole bunch of other cases. It's time out for this kind of crap. Using people for donors without even asking the family or the person themselves. Usually it's on your driver's license. If you want to be a donor, you can mark it on the back of your driver's license. I mean, you can, when you go get your driver's license, you can actually let them know if you want to be a donor or not. Long time ago, somebody had the nerve to try to put me in the hospital because I was having bad stomach pain. And the person told me that I can have a hysterectomy and my pain will go away. But then another doctor comes in and asks me stupid questions like, have you ever had surgery? Which is not bad, but it was the way he asked me. And then he said, how are your kidneys? How's your heart? I think I was in my early 50s then. And I'm like, why is he asking me these questions? And then I'm laying in the bed. I got an IV in my arm. I'm still hurting. My stomach is still hurting. And then all of a sudden, I see these little feet moving back and forth in front of my door. You can just see them like huddled there, like someone was outside that door discussing things. You know, I did see the movie Coma. But before I even seen that, God has given us enough discernment when stuff is not right. And I went away with that pain. Left the hospital and told them if they didn't take that IV out of my arm, I was going to take it out myself because something definitely was not right. And then they had the nerve to pull the, how can I say this? The doctor that questioned me about my heart and my kidneys was not a black person, but actually sent a black doctor in the room with me trying to convince me to side with this doctor about having this surgery. Now, in my case, I said a long time ago before doctors ever existed, God fixed it where women went through certain issues and things probably happened naturally. They didn't have to have this happen to them, that happened to them. Found out all I had to do was just use a heating pad. That's what God told me. And I put it on my stomach for almost 15 minutes and the pain went away. What would have happened to me being at that hospital by myself? My family not with me. They knew I went to the hospital, but they were not with me. And then all of a sudden, I agreed, okay, let's go on and do this surgery because at least my pain will stop. And I might not have ever woke up. Or something else would have worse happened. I woke up, but something in my body was missing. I would really like to come all the time with the greatest news and stuff in the world. But to me, the greatest news that could ever be implemented in somebody's head is knowledge. Because God gives us the knowledge to avoid stuff like that. Or to know what's best for us and not let someone else make that decision for us. That's why I had POA over my sister. I wanted to make sure things were done safely for her. Not every time a doctor tells you something, you have to agree to it. Or better yet, get a second opinion.